Yeah, I guess today I'm going to talk about a few things, specifically about my license here, which is no longer worth anything. Turns out today that I found out that a GA license, a general authority license, versus a special license or a special authorization, which I carry through the passenger transportation branch, has enabled one of my ex-employees, Brian Clark, to go out and run old cars. Exactly what I fought to achieve through a public hearing process back in 1999 when the transportation and who regulates passenger carriers was the motor carrier. So through about 3 years of paperwork, the public process, I was granted the first ever license that uses classic nostalgic convertible vehicles for hire. Well, now it turns out that under the general authority, under the Passenger Transportation Act, that a person can operate any type of vehicle that is safe and deemed safe. Doesn't matter what year, where my license had to be, 30 years or older to qualify. So now anybody can go out and put a convertible on the road and put a Model T Ford on the road and not have to go through the registrar, which is what I had to do in order to achieve the first ever license that ever used Model T Fords, for one thing, for commercial use and passenger carrying. So it's kind of sad because right here I've got two owner-operators wanting to come to work for me under my license that I was able to charge 30% because they operate old cars and they want to get into this business, and I could regulate how much we charge, the quality of our service, etc. Now, the thing that hinges on this license, really, it's a lot of technical stuff, but is this license either passenger directed or is it carrier directed? Which means if people want to go for a tour, the passenger directed tours are people come up and they say, I would like to go here. Can you take me there? Versus a carrier directed tour, which the guy would say, oh, I would like to take you here. But this little tiny gray area of discrepancy between a general authority license and a special license, which mine has all these restrictions where my vehicles must be a minimum of 30 years old, they've got to be Model T Fords, or they've got to be these specific 7 vehicles. The GA guy, he can have one license, put as many cars as he wants on that one license. They can be any type of vehicle as long as it's safe, convertible, old, where, and the other thing is the trip duration, it can be as short as 5 minutes. There's no minimum time length associated with that license, where a special authority license, which really by no means anybody would want anymore, because the specialness of it makes you have to be specific in your vehicle choice, whereas a guy who's general authority, he can go get whatever he wants and as many as he wants. So the problem is I used to be able to defend my area of operation because I had to apply for this area of operation. Now, originally I applied for an area of operation which is all of British Columbia, but the motor carrier at that time said, oh no, you can't have all that area, you don't have any support up there. You need to condense that. So I said, okay, well, I think I'd be pretty happy with Duncan South for Victoria to operate nostalgic classic vehicles which are a minimum of 30 years old. Well, now that doesn't mean anything, because a GA license, if it's written properly, can pick up anywhere, can drop off anywhere. Oh, and by the way, it doesn't matter how many passengers. You can take from 1 passenger or up to above 13 in a vehicle. So I'm regulated to 5 passengers. 2 years ago, I sent stuff off to the registrar, who the GA licenses don't have to go through, and they denied my application in order to put more people in a car that I have that seats 8 already. ICBC, it's an 8-passenger vehicle. Oh, but your license only says you can carry 5. Well, why would I want a special license when I can get a general license and I can put as many people in there as I want? There is some real problems with this. And the main problem is that, what am I doing? So I guess what this means is Classic Car Tours, it's done. I have to give my owner-operators, the people that want to work under this special license, the proper advice. And the proper advice, go get a GA license. Go get a general authority. Run your own business. You don't need to come under my license anymore because I can't regulate it. The gray area between being a passenger-directed and a carrier-directed, which is the gray area, is so gray. It's as easy as, oh, can you take me to Butchart Gardens? The people ask, the customer. The carrier says, can I take you to Butchart Gardens? Bingo! There, the gray area is solved. No, you're carrier directed. I said, can I take you? After you asked me, can you take me? So that rule is really not worth anything. Passenger directed, carrier directed. It's the only difference between what has now enabled an ex-employee of mine that started and seen the potential of this to go get a general authority license and run under that license, therefore nullifying my right to object to any carrier offering a similar product in my area of operation, because they don't have to go through the registrar in order to be granted their license. So the fact is that anybody can now come in and do what I do and what I passionately tried to build this business on. And I wouldn't, if somebody came to me asking advice about how to get involved with this business, I would tell them to go get a GA license, because of the fact that that's the best way to go right now in the province, because you're not regulated by anything. You have unlimited times, unlimited distance, unlimited rates. This person can actually charge whatever they want. There is no set tariff rates with these licenses. I really don't think all the limousine companies in Victoria really know what has really happened when this general authority license was issued. And as for me, wanting to be involved, having gone through the business plan, having been rejected when I tried to conform, I am the guy that always conformed. I am the guy that got these first licenses where passenger transportation or motor carrier at that time, which has been regulating the authority of who can carry passengers in paying commercial terms, buses, taxis, limos, since 1937, when they were introduced to stop jitney operators. Now there's a word, jitney. Jitney is a person that used to drive in front of the buses in order to pick them up, to scoop the traffic. Now, is that what you're forcing me to become? Is a jitney operator? Because why would I want a special authority license when it limits my capacity as a carrier to 1 hour minimum tour lengths? $80 an hour when I can go out for as low as $50. Well, why would anybody book my tour when a guy can come in there and go for $20? So it's just ridiculous to think that one would struggle so hard to make all these firsts, and then with a stroke of a pen and this super big gray area, the only area that I've got to negotiate is a passenger directed or carrier directed. And as you know, what I just said, it's that much of a gray area. So I was on the phone today with the passenger transportation branch in a conference call for over about 45 minutes and explaining to these people, who I've also actually sent a letter, about how can we rectify this and how can I oppose this, because my right as a passenger carrier should be I can oppose any other carrier wanting to do the same thing as me in my area of operation. Well, I am not busy enough. So why would anybody else be licensed? And by the way, if you're in the license of licensing carriers to paying customers, when you order a limousine, why wouldn't that limousine have to be a minimum of, say, 10 years old? Like, wouldn't that make sense? Oh, honey, let's order a limousine thing. Okay, this 1976 30-year-old vehicle shows up. Well, That's what I do. You want a classic car, you phone Classic Car Tours. That's what I'm licensed to. That's what my license is specific to. Now, oh, I want a limousine. Let's step it up now. Well, you should have to mandate that if you're going to be in the limousine business and carry people in an upscale vehicle, shouldn't it be mandated that it's a new limousine, at least 10 years new? The old limousine should be a specific license, like what I have. By putting a general authority out there and saying as long as these carriers under a general authority can carry people in a safe vehicle, well, that's just, it doesn't make any sense. A limousine company should supply new limousines to people. An old limousine company should be licensed as an old limousine company. And that's my argument. It should not be an open field for anybody to go out with an old car under a GA license, whether they're passenger directed or carrier directed. It doesn't really matter, because I explained to you the gray area of that statement. Anyways, just on a side note, thanks for listening. I should have had music in the background so it wasn't so terrible to listen to me. And I know I'm going to go on a little bit here, so I think I'm going to pull a pin. Today, I did my first day down at the cruise ship terminal, and I was doing a wedding down there. And down at the terminal for 14 years, they have made changes every year. And by the most part, they've been changes for the better. Well, today, they're implementing a new reservation area for pickup of pre-booked passengers, which, ironically enough, by the sounds of things, they want to charge you extra to do in the 2015 season. So where do they put us? At the back of the lot. Right, so people who are married, this is a wedding couple, and here we are. Where are they? There's nowhere to be seen. Everybody out there that's trying to get a job is going, pick me, hire me, over here. We have tours over here. Where are my people that have thought about pre-booking? Oh, it's a wedding, by the way. They're in their wedding outfit, and they're disembarking off the ship. And I'm going to do photos with them, and I'm going to make their memorable wedding even more memorable by doing what I do and supply classic cars. Where do they put us? Behind the buses, in the very corner, 100 yards from where they get off the boat at the terminal. No picturesque boat in the background, no Port of Victoria sign, no ocean view, no. Back by the buses. This is just another example of why do I try and bring this positive, beautiful product down and enrich people's lives. Let them have a wonderful time in our cars when all of a sudden I've been pushed to the back of the parking lot by the management team that I guess they figure that people that are pre-booked should go to the back of the lot instead of being organized and supporting local economy by pre-booking a service which has been highly rated on TripAdvisor, and they're smart travelers. And they say, no, we want to hire that guy. Where do we... Well, I've been telling everybody, we're right at the exit to the terminal building. Once you clear customs, you'll find the classic car right there. Actually, you'll be able to see it as you walk down. But no, this new VIP pre-book section, are you kidding? Who is making these decisions? This is a port, an international port, where people come and get off boats. Why wouldn't you put a limousine-type service or a pre-book type service, or I'm just a limousine, but a classic car out in front of your building and have it look and enrich the environment with the look of this unique product, yet no. And the joy of a wedding in that environment. Oh yeah, we just got married. Click, click, click. So all of a sudden the energy, the positive feeling that everybody's feeling by this wedding couple, having their pictures done in the car, at the terminal. Where is it? It's gone. It's at the back by the bus and the sea can. This is ridiculous. You know, another reason why I'm thinking about getting out of this and just saying, you know what, forget it. This product is so great. Everybody says the same thing, and it's so underappreciated. I had to fight so hard to get a downtown location. It took 2 mayors, 10 meetings at the public meetings for the city to get a Model T Ford in the downtown core. Then, finally, after Greyline pulls out of Victoria and Horizon comes in, and all these little spots that Greyline's accumulated for picking up passengers comes up. And I said, oh, I'd like to apply for one of those. I'd like to amend the bylaw for hire, for vehicles for hire, for the use of streets and traffic, and the sign bylaw, so I can come down and bring this really well-rated, unique product into Victoria, and people can enjoy rides in classic cars, fully insured. Well, of course, we were a success for a little while, but, oh, by the way, we're revamping the prices. Your current price of $532 a month, including tax, is going to $1,500 a month. Over 120% increase one season. Oh, the city's defense is, well, you know, we're going on 14-year-old rates. Well, it's not my fault that you can't make a decision for 14 years when I've been there trying to get in there. Greyline had monopolized the vehicle for hire sightseeing stands. We won't even talk about the kiosks, how if you pull a kiosk off of the sidewalk onto the legislature or onto park, that you're not on city property, so you can have a kiosk and you can have a sales booth and an umbrella. No, but you're not allowed to have a sandwich board or nothing in your location. No, no sandwich boards, no signs. That's going to be it. Just another reason, you know, of why I'm going to shut this thing down. Today, I have a client from the wedding that's going to Vancouver by bus because they came in. So, as a licensed carrier, I pull in behind the bus stop, the bus depot, and way out of the way, there's a little garbage over there, actually. So I park beside the garbage can. And I'm there opening the trunk up and getting my client's bags out so she can go in and make the bus to Vancouver. Yeah, it says no buses, but I'm into public transportation. I'm a licensed carrier. Same as a bus, same as a taxi. So it makes sense to take them to a place which is safe and unload them away from the streets or potential hazards. So here I am in a very safe location, around the corner, back by the garbage can, unloading my client in a safe manner, and Mr. Bus Driver comes over. Oh, this is buses only. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm dropping off somebody to catch the bus. I'm a licensed carrier. Oh, but you're not a bus. I says, no, I'm not a bus, but I am not even stopping my car. I'm opening the trunk. I'm dropping her off so she can go get this bus. Who are you, I'm thinking? You know, you're a bus driver. You don't own that property. So, but that's another story. But it's just the example of the bullshit that I go through with regards to providing a great service. Some guy's trying to kick me out of the bus depot when I got a client to drop off there, and I'm a provincially licensed carrier. It's like, okay, I'm a special authority carrier. I'm licensed to take people to places and drop them off. And you're telling me, get out of the bus depot. Get out of the cruise ship terminal. Go to the back. Like, it's you can't come to the city because, you need to have a business license. You need to have a business license on every car. Well, can I park one in town? No, you can't park anywhere. Well, can I do my tours? No. Well, you know what? The other funny thing is, I have a Saanich business license right there on my board. I live in Saanich. I'm a home-based business. I run out of Saanich. Shouldn't that be good for Victoria? I mean, I'm running out of my home. No, you have to have a business license on every car that comes into Victoria. Well, do you think all the other limousine companies that have like 13 or 15 cars buy 15 city business licenses? No, they don't. Of course they don't. I know they don't. But, guess what? You're really noticed. I mean, you're driving around in a Model T Ford, or you're driving around in a 65 Pontiac. We better come in and force the law upon him because he's very noticeable. Yeah, I'm not another limousine. You know what? If this car, you book it for a wedding and it's unfortunately in a traffic accident or something, or potentially breaks down the day before your wedding, I promise you a classic car. I can't just drive up in another sedan. So yeah, there's added heat with this visual smile generator, and that's what Stella is. She's a smile generator. She creates goodwill everywhere she goes, yet all the stigma of negativity around the city, the cruise ship terminal, the bus depot, the Passenger Transportation Regulatory Board. It's ridiculous. I could go on and on and on. We're running 20 minutes and 15 seconds. If you are still here, thank you very much. You know, it's a day of awakening for me, because it's been 14 years of driving and 17 years of bureaucracy, really. And all these firsts that I've been so lucky to see, and all the smiling faces that have ridden in these cars and had their life and their mantle-top photos in around Victoria, and that have experienced this great thing that we provide to people. You know what? I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it. I have a life. I just turned 50. I've been married. I have a pool right over there that I could go sit beside and enjoy a cold beer. And, you know, a guy has to make decisions. And it's a close one. So here's to all of you that have ridden, all of you that may ride, and all of you that are still here listening to me ramble on. That's it. That's a cut.